package, although maybe they make a very good cover. How about safety? Drone left the package and they fly away. Maybe someone steal your package. Maybe. But still, we can find out some way to prevent that. I mean, still new technologies. Maybe worth to pursue, but how to develop a suitable timeline and how to launch that is a question. So I would say still worthwhile to do, but maybe think about the capability. So we have very limited time, but let me go through some slides. I have some news share before, but no time to share today, just let you see. But you can see that every slide I have lots of links listed here. So if you want to see what happened in the past few years, maybe it's a good time for you. So this is similar to how we told on last week. Toyota, they also closed and terminated lots of the factory, and lots of jobs has been closed. So must be something wrong. And this is for fruit in Taiwan. They want to sell the fruit to the some Eastern Asia. They spend lots of money. Although you see it's an internal Chinese, but sorry about that. This news that I think interesting is they found they can increase the value for the fruit in Taiwan. But why banana? Because it sounds like the highly take care land, so somewhat difficult. And this news talk about 2015, we talk about something for the 7-Eleven in Australia. They have something wrong, but you can, if you are interested, you can go back home and read what happened. But still, no time to share. Alright, so that you can find like every year we will share some news related to this course. Some business do very well. They have something happen and they respond very fast and in a very suitable way. Some are not. So we will lots of like real case studies in the real news, let you know what happened. But tradition like earlier, we mentioned, that it's very important. But you could still find like lots of firms want to pursue the minimize total system cost. So nobody really care about risk management, even right now. But you will see sometimes we found like long narrow supply chain is very risky. What's the meaning of a long narrow chain? You can think about if you just from upstream to a downstream, and it's kind of whole chain, that will be fragile because with something wrong, some company have something happen, you will break the whole supply chain. So what should we do to make it become better? And you will see most of people will not really want to really care about the real issue. I give you 2 examples. So for example, some material become a shortage. Maybe they just blame the intermediate supplier. No one really wants to know what happened. You see, most of people will do so. Similar way, some people facing the demand fluctuation. They just want to, in response to the fluctuation, but no one really care about why fluctuate. So for example, I can give you lots of examples. For example, the material shortage. We talk about oil. Iran and the United States, they have some fighting. So maybe make the oil supply become a little bit shortage. For the demand fluctuation, you can find the tissue in Taiwan. Last year, start from the news, local news, and become the all national-wide tissue shortage. So I would say it's interesting. But how to make it become better? The textbook lists several principles. Number 1, start with the organization. So look at talk to your whole partner within your company. Certainly, step 2 is start to talk about the lessons from your competitor or other company, and both either way should be fine. And know what happened there. So no matter how you do it, one thing is more important is the supply chain is only as strong as its weakness. So try to find out the most fragile partner in your whole supply chain. For example, if the raw material always shortage, how could you do? Let me repeat my question again. If a raw material supplier always shortage, which means they cannot deliver your order on time. Maybe you try to place your order 3 months ago. After 3 months, they say, sorry, we have some shortage. We cannot provide our product for you. How will you think? Let it go. Ignore that. Then it happen again. Very good. Try to find out other possible sourcing. But what if this company is the only one sole supplier around the world? The shortage just because they have so many customers need to satisfy, but they have very limited production capacity. How will you do? You want to change to other sourcing, but you have no choice. Is that possible? Certainly yes. If you look at the whole global supply chain market, but in our Thursday homework, in our Thursday class, we have homework to analyze one company in a more detailed way. Maybe tag you to my supply chain last semester. In that case, maybe you can know. Sometimes they only have very limited raw material provider just because the market share rate maybe they own very high, more than 90%, 95%. Why? Maybe because they have their own special technique. They control a very limited resource. Like we talk about electronic car, the battery is very limited, not just because of technology, but also the raw material. It's controlled by mainland China. Some very limited resource. So in that case, how will you do? The shortage just because they have so many customers need to provide their product. And one main reason is you are a small customer in Taiwan. But maybe other customers in mainland China, in India, in the United States, they have a large order. So although they promised you in 3 months ago, but they decide every time to just delay, postpone your order. How could you do? Ignore that, sorry. no way, right? But how to do? It's a truly thing happening in the real world. I just want to let you know. Because my good friends working in a Florida company, they facing this challenge every semester, maybe every season. Because like the mainland China, they have a big market. They can place a larger amount of order. And Taiwan is a very small market. How many cars we sell every year? Around the gas number per year. How many new cars can be sold in Taiwan? You want to give me a number, guess?
100.
That's a very high peak. Right now, even should 134 million. Yeah, you know. Today another news. Even not just in Taiwan, in the United States also. Today a new report that's launched. The United States car market forecasting just show like the next year they may even keep shrinking. What happened?
Everybody's buying second-hand cars.
Maybe. What else?
So cheaper.
Cheaper. If the price becomes cheaper, then people will willing to buy more. Certainly not. So number one is right now the car becomes better and better. So they are durable. Traditionally, maybe every 10 years they need to switch new car. Right now, they need to wait for 15 years, even 20 years to switch their car. So which means you slow down the pattern. Unfortunately, the car become better and better. So that's why. What else? Economic will also influence the customers' willingness to buy the car. So the economy is very bad. Maybe people are reluctant to change their car. So that's the reason, but you will see like my question is very difficult to solve because even in Taiwan right now, they have no solution to fight with a large competitor. You are just a small one. You take only maybe for some raw material provider, you take like 1% or 2%. But then in China, maybe each time they have own like 20%. So they can place a large order rather than you. So they will fully support for them. You will always be ignored, which means your production line will be keep delayed. Then what will happen? You keep lose your competitiveness with the competitor in mainland China. Because they can always have the new product you keep launching in the market, but you have to wait for a long time. It's a terrible thing. So better to think about how to solve that. Only one way is some people try to develop their own person, or like we say, like hire full-time driver. But sometimes like limited for the new technology. So you see a 301 bus in our campus. 2 years ago, they have this battery problem. They have a new car, but lack of the heart. They have no battery. So battery is controlled by some certain company. They wait for 1 more year, still cannot get battery. So new car just idling for 1 more year. Okay, so that's all. How to make the supply chain become better? Number one, look for collaboration if possible. Certainly not, because sometimes no one wants to collaborate with you. They just want to merge you. So not really truly collaboration. But some people will say like prevention is better than cure. Everybody know that, but very difficult to prevent. You know how to do the well prevention, unless this disaster or this like the accident always occur very frequently. That may be possible. Third one is more ideal way is create your we call the flexibility. What kind of thing you could do? You can see like the spare capacity backup system, make more like the safety stock, or try to do some postponement production. Short lead time maybe through air transportation. You can do whatever you could do, but make a lot more response time better. And also don't forget to build up your emergency plan. We call it plan B. Because sometimes like if you find every time you cannot get a supplier, you cannot compete with your competitor in mainland China. You better think about how to have the plan B. For example, any plan B, if you only single sourcing, you cannot find reply. How could you do it? And guess what? How the Ford company in Taiwan they do? Certainly, they could not just ignore that, because if they ignore that, it will become a long-term problem. Eventually, maybe they will close their production line, although they already closed this year, but not just because of that. How could you do?
Make some stocks. If the material is really important, I think we can stock the material. So if there's a shortage from the supplier,
Number one, you try to do more safety stock in advance if possible. Because sometimes like for the production, they have the high peak and off peak, and you can try to do some more extra storage in the off peak season. Number two, they try to look for the other sources, but not in advance. So eventually, for example, in Taiwan, my friends they look for like the website. They found one factory in Spain, in Europe, have a very similar technology, although they are just small factory and not well known around the world. So they try to reach them and sign another contract with them to be a spare up. I mean, I believe like there must be some factory around the world, not really sure. So try your best to do some different plan. And like, anyway, so I think like okay, let me quickly show you something. But anyway, try to define a bottleneck. Alright, so number one, we just talked about multiple sources, but remember my words like sometimes it may not be easy, always have a good multiple sources. They not just single sources. Try to do more logistic channels. What's the meaning of a channel? Channel means like how you sell your product to your final end customer. So for example, Apple, you can see they use a dual channel. They can use the retailer, wholesaler, distributor to help them, or they can use the direct sales, through the official website. So you can use the different channels, different way to attract your customer to reach your products. Even so, you can see that Apple built lots of physical stores, not just through the website. In New York, in other way, they have the big Apple stores. Outsourcing operation is another good way. If you feel it's not cost efficiency in build your own production line, that will be better. Alright, so I think like try your best to do something. Okay. One more thing, let me keep it in next time after holiday because it is a good calculation. So we will try to calculate tell you how to calculate reliability, but I just give you a hint like the reliability. I think maybe some people in the junior high school learn some fundamental for that. But let me help you to rethink this in your mind. I will tell you how to calculate how to diagnose the whole supply chain's reliability. So we will evaluate how each part, maybe this may represent one small company, this is another company. They will have a different reliability and how to look at the whole network system view, whole overall supply chain and reliability. But let's do the calculation next time. Okay? I prepare first end up here because of this calculation. Alright, so today I give you like the several things. I try to introduce party logic, although in very few minutes. And sorry about that, because like if you want to learn more, my master thesis I use party logic. So if you can find out my master thesis, although it's 20 years ago, I write down more than 160 pages.
Wow.
So you can try to see the details. If you want to learn this, maybe through my master thesis will be one way. If you want to learn more, you can through papers. I learned this from one papers from Europe, so you can read lots of journal papers. So let's back to my previous reminder. Let's set up the November 8th. So suppose maybe November 1st we may not have a class, or maybe if you want to have more class, I will be fine. I can always talk to tell you lots of hours. Doesn't matter with me if you want, but just want to keep the fairness. The reasons. So let's set up the November 8th. We have the presentation. Everyone's supposed to have the 10 minutes. Try to control very well. No more than the 12 minutes, okay? Because we have so many people. And after your presentation, I hope I have time to give you maybe 1 or 2 minute comments. And hopefully other students can give like at least 1 or 2 questions. I wish you can try to raise your hand. So my evaluation will based on several things. Number 1, how you design your slides, how you organize your slides. That's the number 1. If you organize very well in a logical way, very, very good. And if you can do some like the beautiful design, animation, a little bit plus, but not necessary. Okay. And okay, number 2 is your oral presentation. I know some of you are not good at English, but try to practice at home in advance. I remember when I studied in the United States, my first presentation, I practiced maybe more than 5 times at my house. And my advisor even criticized me. He said I'm just a robot to remember and repeat that. It needs time, but at least I finished my first presentation and through the long more than 5 times practice. So if you want to perform better, maybe you can practice more, even though you are not good at English. But I think more practice will really help you. So number 1, your slides organization. Number 2, your oral presentation. Even though you are not good at the first 2 things, you have a third chance. Try to raise your hand. Give more questions for other students. I will give you a bonus. But not every question. I will see if the question is really valuable, very good question, then I will give you a point. If it's just a normal question, maybe I will think about that. Okay. So that's my evaluation. How to organize in 10 minutes? Very short term. So as I mentioned last week, try to grab some key points through your papers. And if they have a figure table, maybe you can spend some time to explain the figure and table and results. And certainly you can, like me, prepare lots of words in every slide and read one by one. But it's a bad presentation. Okay, make sure you have a good presentation skills. That's very important. I made these slides maybe 8 years ago. I don't want to change, but it's a very bad example, so I don't want to follow that. But just want to let you know, like, try to enhance your capability for presentation. It's very good for your future, actually. Alright, so if possible, let's start November 8th. Hopefully we don't postpone that because like we have a midterm exam, we have the visiting event, we have lots of future events. So hopefully we don't start here. So November 8th, okay? And November 1st, maybe no class. But if you want me to give you more, I don't know, I can always stay here. Okay? So November 8th. Alright, so please try to search your journal today because you have 1 month left. I just carefully remind you. Don't want you just very rush to find your paper in like the 1 week before and finish your paper reading very rush and give me a very bad results. I think it's waste of time to both of us. So better to start today, okay? And also next week you have a holiday, so you can read the papers very good time. And wish you can give me like something fresh and new. Okay, if no other further questions, let's finish today. And thanks for your coming and see